In a land far, far away, there lived a boy named Luke. He was a curious and adventurous 11-year-old who loved exploring the world around him. Luke's parents had recently divorced, and his father had remarried a woman named Karen. Karen had a daughter named Brain, who was only a few years younger than Luke. They were a blended family, and although Luke and Brain got along, they still had their differences. One day, Karen decided to take the family on a camping trip. It was a chance for them to bond and get to know each other better. Luke was excited about the trip, but Brain was hesitant. She wasn't used to spending time in nature and was worried about bugs and sleeping in a tent. As they drove deeper into the woods, Luke and Brain began to see the beauty of nature around them. They saw tall trees, flowing streams, and animals running through the forest. Karen stopped the car at a clearing, and they began to set up camp. Luke and Brain helped gather wood for the fire, set up the tent, and prepare dinner. As they sat around the fire, Karen told stories of her own camping trips when she was younger. Brain listened intently, and Luke chimed in with his own stories of exploring the woods near his old house. They laughed and joked, and Brain began to feel more comfortable around her new family. The next day, they went on a hike through the woods. Luke led the way, pointing out different plants and animals he had learned about in school. Brain was amazed by all the things she had never noticed before. They came across a stream and decided to stop for a picnic lunch. Karen had packed sandwiches, fruit, and chips. They sat on the rocks, listening to the sound of the water rushing by. After lunch, they continued on their hike. They came across a steep hill, and Brain was nervous about climbing it. Luke offered to help her, and together they made it to the top. They were rewarded with a breathtaking view of the forest below. As they made their way back to the campsite, they noticed a storm approaching. Karen suggested they pack up and head back home. They quickly took down the tent and gathered their things. They began to walk back to the car, but the rain started pouring down, making it hard to see. They finally made it back to the car, soaked and tired. Karen drove them back home, and they changed into dry clothes. As they sat around the living room, sipping hot cocoa, they realized how much they had bonded on their camping trip. They had learned to work as a team, despite their differences, and had created memories that would last a lifetime. Luke and Brain's blended family adventure had brought them closer together. They had overcome their fears, worked as a team, and had fun together. Luke was grateful for his new family, and Brain was excited to go on more adventures with them in the future.